What's going on, you guys? It's Nate28 and this is Crossbeats Production. So this little tutorial, not really a tutorial so much, but more of a comparison video. I was doing a bit of a comparison myself, working on this mastering track, and I got to the point where I want to remove some of the really high-end frequencies because I seem to find that a lot of people mix too much high-end into their tracks, and it's hard to kind of get it out when you got a mastering file. But I was using the Waves PULTEC EQ and using that in a fashion where it was attenuating some frequencies at 5K. And there's another actual video I want to do just about ear training and how to train your ear to hear certain frequencies within a mix. But I'm going to do that in a separate video and explain that to you guys later on. But this PULTEC EQ, it's quite good for mastering in some ways. Some ways you probably wouldn't use it. It's definitely a certain kind of EQ that you use in certain situations and maybe not in others. As probably maybe you are aware or not, this type of EQ is structured in a unique way where it can attenuate and also boost the frequencies near each other. So pretty much it creates a different type of style EQ in that sense. But again, you know, this is the Waves version of the PULTEC, and it's a Jack Joseph plug collection. It's part of that collection anyway. I actually have the UAD legacy version, which comes with the UAD hardware, that the Apollo Twin that I've got, and I want to just compare the two, just to show you guys the difference between the sound and give you guys an understanding of how they both sound and you know, the characteristics of both of these. Not to say that Waves is bad or anything like that, but I really found that the actual, the PULTEC or PUIGTEC or however you want to pronounce it, the UAD version, even this isn't the paid for version that you can buy on their site. There's actually another version, an upgraded version of this, which I believe is probably maybe even better. I don't know. I've never used it. But I've got the legacy version, which is the original one that they brought out on the UAD version of this PULTEC. So what I did, I set them up pretty much exactly the same, bar that this has got a different frequency within a 50 Hertz and a 60 Hertz. Now, from my understanding, this thing here has got to do with the power connection that they originally used in the studio, and it controlled how much, I guess, voltage or amps that they used, and that created a different sound when the hardware was transmitted through that type of electricity current. So from my understanding, it's just a 60 Hertz signal. This is not anything to do with the actual audio. It's the electrical current, so the mains that they were getting to the building, and a 50 Hertz. This plugin doesn't have that feature. Now, whether or not that's a bonus or a negative, I don't know. I'm not here to really comment on that, but I was just messing around with these two EQs, and this is what I came up with. So I'll play between the two. Now, this song, again, is a 0.5 track. It's going to be on his album, and that's coming up, I believe, in March now. I've been told that's confirmed somewhere in March. So just look out for that, 0.5. And this track, as far as I know, it'll be called Will Not Be Forsaken, or Will Not Be Shaken, sorry. So anyway, check it out when it comes out. That'll be then. So let me just play a quick snippet of the track and go between the two. First off, I'll start with the PULTEC Waves version, and then I'll switch to the UAD version, and you can hear for yourself the difference. If it's your decision to like the Waves, that's fine. I'm not saying not to like it. I'm just saying compare the two and hear the difference. So let's go.
And the world don't know nothing about that. See, the people want to talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, you don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need none. Trying to come on, son. And the world don't know nothing about that. See, the people want to talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, you don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need none. Trying to comprehend how you all in sin. You ain't climbed that height just to fall again. And I really hope this isn't all pretend, because son. And the world don't know nothing about that. See, the people want to talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, you don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you son. And the world don't know nothing about that. See, the people want to talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, you don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need son. And the world don't know nothing about that. See, the people want to talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, you don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need son. And the world world don't know nothing about that. See the people wanna talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, it don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need none. Tryna
Alright, so between the two, I feel like this UAD version has a more bassier sound. I don't know whether or not that's just the way that the curves are in this EQ or the way it's functioning, but I've set them up pretty much equally the same. Now, if I turn the mains off, it does make a little bit of a difference between the way that this sounds, you know, between the 60 Hertz and the 50 Hertz version there. You know, if I could switch that off and just play it quickly, let's just go through that.
And the world don't know nothing about that. See the people wanna talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, it don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need none. Son. And the world don't know nothing about that. See the people wanna talk about excellence, but afraid to put their money where their mouth at. It don't make no sense, it don't pay no sense. Say heaven is your home, you don't pay no rent. And you telling me you all about the kingdom, but when you get that money, you don't need none. Tryna son. And the world don't know nothing about that. See the people wanna talk.
So, yeah, I mean, what I'm picking up on my side here is the way that the low end's affected. Somehow or another, it's affecting it differently. I don't know why, because I'm not really touching the low end at all. Haven't boosted the low end, and it's just bizarre to me. But anyway, that's the way it is. So I just wanted to show you guys a quick video on that and compare the two. I mean, I'm sure that this has probably been done before. You know, you could go in there yourself if you have these two versions of the plugin and try it yourself. But if you don't, it's a good way to see between the difference. So if you're looking at the Waves PULTEC and you're looking at the UAD version, if you have the UAD hardware, maybe check it out. If you don't, obviously this is the next step up or step down, if you want to look at it that way, to that version of the hardware. So again, this is characterized from, you know, Jack Joseph's version of his PULTEC EQ or PUIGTEC, and that's his version. So they might sound different each one you get. So again, this could be just a different feature to this one that's in the UAD version. But nonetheless, I wanted to show you guys this video quickly, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And otherwise, if there's any questions in the comments, let me know. And I'm going to keep doing some more tutorials on mastering and how to master a track from scratch as well. That's going to be coming up. The next thing as well that I want to bring to my channel is a prize that I'm going to actually introduce very shortly, whereas I'll get a selection of tracks. I'll ask you to submit your tracks, and I'll get a selection of those tracks. I'll go through them and I'll pick one, and I'll actually master it for one of my videos, and I'll show you the process that I use behind the scenes. But that's coming up probably once I get the idea concrete and set it down, and I'll be drawing that in probably January, I'd say, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this, and peace.